Well, let's get the elephant out of the room first. Last week, you were an impassioned defender of the Buffalo Bills in the upcoming season against the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers, and you were like our lightning rod for a lot of Jet fans that came out of nowhere. Just briefly address those people.
Well, what, you mean the people that weren't here for the last 5 years that all of a sudden are yelling at me? Wow.
50 years.
Well, hold on, let me look out the window. Oh, the weather's pretty fair now all of a sudden, isn't it? Why don't you come talk to me in November when everything goes down? By the way, big receiver signing for the Jets this week, too, because if there's one offense you want to replicate if you're the Jets, it's the 2022 Packers offense. But no, I'm wrong,
actually,
guys.
the 2019 Packers offense. Randall Cobb, right?
Yeah, great
all
way
right.
to go.
So, the draft. What's your overall feeling about what Buffalo did in the draft?
I don't know how to feel about it. Look, I mean, we should have seen something like this coming. Don't start shaking your head.
Not good. That's how you should feel. You should not feel good.
You'll have your chance.
He's listed. Dalton Kincaid, first-round pick, is listed as a tight end. The Bills went up to go get him. As a tight end, yes, I understand why that's a confusing pick. But from what I understand, he's more of a slot receiver than he is a tight end. And it gives you the ability to run 12 personnel, 2 tight end stuff that the Bills have been trying for years. They went out and signed Tyler Kroft a couple of years ago. That didn't work out. They signed O.J. Howard in the offseason thinking he would be that guy. That didn't work out. The Bills want to run this offense. They haven't had the personnel. Now, with a first-round pick and a legitimate tight end in Dawson Knox, you are going to be a matchup nightmare if the kid can play coming out of the gate.
And listen, when I first thought about this, I thought to myself, this is not the pick for the Bills. But then you have to realize you're in an arms race right now. You thought Lamar Jackson was going to leave the AFC. He stays in the AFC with Baltimore. Now you've got all of these good. You got Aaron Rodgers coming over. This is going to be a shootout in the AFC, and you need a lot of weapons. So at first, when I saw the draft pick, I was like, come on, you need to upgrade on defense. But then I thought about it for a minute. That's where the NFL is going right now. You need to have guys available, 2 to 3 tight ends, 2 to 3 running backs, 2 to 3, 4, 5 receivers. This is going to be a shootout in the AFC, and it's going to be fun to watch.
My thing came out is philosophically, this is supposed to be a strong draft for tight ends, or a deep draft tight ends. So that's the one position you don't have to trade up to get. That worries me, but it was the same way when now the name escapes me, the wide receiver draft that Odell Beckham was in.
Yes.
The Bills traded up.
Sammy Watkins.
Then took Sammy Watkins. It's the same kind of thing. You're going to be able to get your tight end. Why move up to get him? I mean, is he that special?
I think it's because they don't see him as a tight end. I mean, I think that's what this is. And look, I did not like I like the player. I didn't like the pick. And because I don't like the pick, it means the pick is going to be brilliant. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer because every pick I'm like, what are you doing?
Why do you like the pick?
Because of exactly what you're saying, right? Like, he's an amazing player, but of all the gaps that you had on this team, with a middle linebacker being one of them, offensive line, which they addressed in the second round, wide receiver potentially in the first round, although there was that 4 wide receiver run right before the Bills ended up on the clock, it didn't make sense to me. But if the plan is to use him as a straight-up receiver, it makes sense.
Latavius Murray, do anything for you?
Not really, but I'm just.
How about that, guys?
Not really. But I am shocked that Duffy looked at this as a Bills fan with actually understanding what the Bills are doing here. You're not happy with the pick, but really, did you really think your first round pick was going to be that big of an impact on your offense or your defense this year?
It couldn't be at 27, right?
Well, no, I mean, it could. Well, first of all, it ended up being 25. The word was once it got to 20, the Bills were ready to make a move and go up and get somebody. To your point about impact, traditionally, rookie tight ends, I think they only average like 350 yards and 2 touchdowns a season.
Yeah.
But, hey, man, Josh Allen wasn't supposed to make it, and he was going to be terrible, and Stephon Diggs wasn't going to work in that offense.
Do you believe, though, you said it about a week ago, that take the best player available. Do you think that was the best player available?
Yes, I did. The only explanation is that's why they took him there, is because he was the best player available. Why? What should they have done, Tariq?
I don't know. Draft defense. You know you need it, and you got a defensive coach, and you know
you just said it's an arms race.
Yeah,
and they've been drafting defense in the first top 3 rounds nonstop for the last 4 years, and they keep getting outscored when it becomes the most important games.